What's up? Happy Tuesday. What's going on with the lights in here? It's bright as hell. Let's tone this down. There we go. What's going on here? How's everyone doing? Happy Tuesday. Welcome to Keto Cooking Live. Let's see if we can get these lights adjusted. We can see what I really look like. All right, maybe there. I don't know. We're just gonna kill this. How about that? How about that? All right. How you guys doing? Happy Tuesday. Welcome. Thank you for joining me today. Today I am making one of my most popular recipes. And my cousin's in town, which means there's all type of debauchery going down. We're taking everything to ignorant levels. So I'm making one of his favorite recipes, and also my son's favorite, which is Italian meatballs. All right. Now these ketofied meatballs. Let's see what's going on here. I can't tell how this looks. I'm using new equipment. So I'm a man and there's a learning curve to everything. Look at that. It's bright. Don't need it that bright. Maybe the other way. No. All right. Again, off. We'll try you again next week. You didn't make the cut this week. It's hot as hell in here. You know, it's summertime in New York City. But like I said, we're making classic Italian braised meatballs. All right. These are super delicious and succulent and moist. And I'm going to get right into it. Now, this recipe goes with my classic marinara sauce, which I didn't include down below. But I'm gonna have to be adding that in the near future for you guys. So you want to use whatever marinara you use. Want to make your own, preferably because most of the marinaras and tomato sauces, bottle sauces have unhealthy, lots of sugars, chemical preservatives, and things that you want to avoid. So it's very very simple to make a sauce, and I'm gonna show you that soon. Just not today. We're gonna get into these meatballs though. Okay, now. They take a little bit of time to cook, all right? Once you mix the meatballs up, which doesn't take that long to put together, then they're gonna braise in the oven for about an hour and a half, all right? And I know that we live in a day and age when everybody loves quick recipes, everyone's in a rush, and that's okay. But one thing you have to understand about cooking, that cooking is like love, you know what I mean? Like just because you're fast doesn't mean you're better, And sometimes some of the most delicious recipes, take time. Dele para acá si tiene que entrar, no se preocupe. Ok. Mami, estoy aquí, estamos en vivo. Te voy ahora a dar tu beso. My mom is calling me because I forgot to give her a kiss before I went live. So shame on me. She's putting me on blast. So anyway, let's get into these meatballs. Now, I got my bowl here, all right? We're going to mix things up in this bowl, all right? I got my bowl. And, of course, we need some ground beef, okay? Now, because it's keto, so you don't have to use the leaner beef. You can use the less expensive, fattier beef because we want some of that fat, okay? And if you're really concerned about your meat and buying ground beef and adding things to it, I would recommend going to the butcher and selecting your meat like a cut of brisket, or just tell them you want some meat to be ground. Get your meat whole and have them grounded fresh, and that way nothing's been added to it. All right. That's how my mama did it growing up. I didn't know why, but now I know. She was a chef, okay? So we got meatballs over her, all right? To that, we're going to add an egg, all right? And now our binder, classic meatballs have breadcrumbs, but this is keto, right? So we're not going to use breadcrumbs, but we're going to use the keto breadcrumbs of the gods, pork rinds, all right? You can use a food processor and grate these up, but like I said, I tell you guys all the time, if my cousin was here and he's here now, you're gonna see how this man eats. He's a manly man, so I can't be using no food processor to crush these pork rinds in front of him. I gotta man up. So, but you don't gotta do that at home, all right? You can just use your food processor, okay? So I'm gonna measure what I need here because my eyeballs are good like that. But you have a recipe to follow down below, okay? So we got some crushed pork rinds, an egg, some chopped parsley, okay? Yum. Some fresh ground pepper. I have to grate some fresh pepper. And some salt, okay? It looks like a lot on TV, but I promise you, it's not a lot. Now here is what's gonna make these meatballs special. Okay, this was gonna give it just overwhelm them with flavor and they make them nice and succulent and moist. Okay, and that's what you want your meatballs to be. You know. So now I'll tell you a funny story. Me and my cousin were just talking about this. When we was kids, we were in the Dominican Republic, and we were riding this horse, right? And he's in front because he's older than me, right? We're riding this horse, and he's trying to whip the horse. I'm on the back of the horse. He's trying to whip the horse. The horse won't freaking move, and he's whipping the horse. He's whipping the horse, and I'm trying to communicate to him, but I can't because I'm crying. I'm like a silent cry because he was just whipping my legs the whole time, you know. But anyway, that's why my legs have a high tolerance of pain. So now, let's get back to the secret of these nice, delicious, juicy, succulent meatballs, okay? What we're gonna do is that, sometimes when people make meatballs, they use dry spices. They use like some onion powder, some garlic powder, and that's cool. That's cool. That does give flavor. However, it's not the best thing to use because, when you use dry seasonings on something like ground meat or ground up anything, you have to have really a deft hand. It's hard to really evenly incorporate all of those flavors. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna grate, okay? We're gonna grate some fresh onion, okay? Some fresh onion right here, live on Keto Cooking Live, okay? Because we're really live, and since we are really live, I'm not always 100% prepared, all right? Anyway, so by grating this onion, you're gonna be able to evenly spread the flavor, moisture, and deliciousness of the onion into the meatballs, okay? And again, this can be done in a food processor, okay? But I don't know why men love meatballs. My son loves meatballs. I love meatballs. My cousin loves meatballs. And I used to work as a server in this restaurant in Times Square, a famous Italian restaurant, which will go nameless. But every time I would have tables of guys, I would always say, "Hey guys, you want a side of meatballs?" And they will always emphatically be like, "Yeah, that sounds like a great idea." So I don't know what is it about it, Maybe that's why we play sports, We like balls. But on that note, we're going to the Yankees game today to see men in tights play with balls. All right, but that's not what it sounds like at all, actually. So now, just like that, you have some grated onion, okay? And now we're gonna get some garlic, okay? And we're gonna grate some fresh garlic in here. Now, don't worry about this raw grated garlic, because like I said, these meatballs are gonna braise for an hour and a half in a nice, delicious homemade marinara. Okay? So that's just gonna get nice and soft and woo, man. Usually I say I shouldn't be alone. I'm not alone tonight, okay? I got help. So we're pre-gaming. We're pre-gaming before we hit Yankee Stadium with some meatballs. All right? It's almost like a double entendre. Now, woo, that onion is making my eyes sentimental. That's okay, because real men cry when they grate onions. So that goes in there. Man, I'm already thinking about the possibilities. Oh goodness. So now we have everything in here. We have our ground beef, okay? We have our grated onion, grated garlic, crushed pork rinds, egg, salt, and pepper. All right. And now we're gonna mix us up some meatballs, okay? And just to keep it tidy, for the magic of internet TV, If I can get these gloves on, double up. Now, so when you make meatballs, you want to be careful not to over mix, because that's gonna make them tough. And you don't want tough meatballs. All right. Again, we're gonna braise them, so that's gonna also offset your meatballs being tough. But nonetheless, you just want to mix them enough for all the ingredients to come together. Look at that. And so if you want to know about how much egg to use, I always use about one large egg per pound of meat, okay? So there's the meatballs, okay? Now, I'm gonna show you what we're gonna do with these next. You gotta brown your balls, all right? You gotta brown your meatballs before you start the cooking. If you're making a large batch of these, you can form them into balls, put them on like a bacon dish, right? And bake them off until they get nice and brown. They don't have to be cooked all the way because they're gonna get cooked inside the sauce. But if you don't, you can just, if you're not making that many, like I am, you can just brown them right in the pan, okay? Now, had I been prepared, I'd have my pan in hand. We're really live here. I'm sorry about that. All right, so I got my pan. Amazing. Oh, man. Now, actually, you know what time it is? It's that time in the show when I pull something out the oven that you can't see yet. Whatever could that be? Maybe I'm not so unprepared after all. Oh, man. I keep. Woo! You're hot. Hot. I likes. So now, let me get this out the way. I like where this is going. So my pan is getting hot over here. All right. My phone is not on silent. Okay. And we're gonna form these meatballs and we're gonna sear them off. Okay. If you're worried about the meatballs sticking, if you ever had that issue where you put meat into a pan, any kind of meat, any kind of protein that sticks, that is because you were not practicing proper cooking technique, my friend. Okay? First, you want to heat your pan before you put your oil. And when you add your protein to your pan, you do not move it. Okay? You do not move it. You give it a chance for that sear, that crust to form. And then, after you've allowed that to happen, then they will move easier. Okay? Now, if that still doesn't work for you, then you can get a nonstick pan, like I've done here. Okay? And make it foolproof. All right, so I'm gonna sear off a few of these meatballs, okay? Beautiful. Now, as you can see, I'm not moving the meatballs. I'll move the pan to make sure that the oil gets underneath everything, all right? Because fat is a conduit for cooking, okay? If you don't have any fat, if you don't have any oil, it won't transfer the heat from your metal pan onto your food, all right? And because it's keto, we don't have to worry about how much oil we're using because we're using healthy fat, all right? Unless you're at a keto stall, unless you're at a weight loss stall, right? And by stall, some people think that in 1 or 2 weeks they haven't lost any weight during a stall. That is not a stall. A stall has to be at least 3 weeks, okay? At least 3 weeks of no weight loss at all, no size measurements at all, like no pan size loss or anything like that. Then if you're in a stall, then you might be having too much fat, okay? And so then you want to cut back on the fat. But short of that, woo! So now, oh man, I got to show you what's going on here. My pan. Because I would be remiss to bring you this far and not show you that. Double up, triple. So, what you do is that you sear off your meatballs, and if I sear them off in a pan, and then I put them into a baking dish where I'm going to finish cooking them. If you have a pan that's oven resistant with the handle and the lid, and you're making just a few meatballs that they all fit in there in a single layer, then you can go ahead and just do it in that pan. Most of the time, I'm making a lot of meatballs, okay? And especially today, because my cousin is here, all right? And he's a manly man. So I can't be making a small pan of meatballs. All right. The recipe down below, I think it has about 2 pounds of meat. That'll make about 12 to 16 meatballs. You know, depending on what size you make them, you can make them smaller, you can make them bigger. You know, not all balls are created equal. So, oh man, now, but I'm gonna get these. I'm gonna get these meatballs out the pan for now. But like I said, I will be transferring these into a baking dish. Woo! I will be transferring these into a baking dish. Okay, look at those. And then once I've seared off all my meatballs, I would get rid of the excess oil from my pan. I would add a little bit of chicken stock, and you can see I make my own chicken stock. And real chicken stock, if you make it, real chicken beef broth, it should be gelatinous. It should be like Jello, all right? Because there's collagen inside and there's marrow inside of bones, all right? So if you have some broth, you know, some stock and it's liquidy, that's okay. It's just water with chicken flavor. But if you're really making chicken stock at home, it's gonna get gelatinous and rich like this, okay? And that's what you want. So I take a little bit of chicken stock or beef broth, my homemade marinara, which I'll be sharing the recipe with you guys really soon. It's really super. I thought I had shared before. I actually thought I had shared on my cauliflower pizza recipe, which I thought I had put up on YouTube. It must have been on some other social media platform, but I guess I'm gonna just have to put that up next week, and then you'll see how I make the marinara and how I make some cauliflower pizza. So you add your stock and your marinara to the pot, and you heat that up and simmer it, and cover the meatballs in that. All right, make sure they're nice, evenly coated. Cover that up in foil and bake that off for an hour and a half. And what happens next, man? I'm gonna tell you, these right here. Matter of fact, I'm gonna bring my cousin in because it's time to taste some meatballs. How about that? What up, Mal? Say what's up to the people.
What's up, people? Hey, people.
What's up, people?
About to get my meatball on.
So today, let's get on this side, please. So today, this pan is hot. Don't try this at home. This was just in the oven, okay? You can see this was just in the oven. So don't be picking up pans like that at home.
We're really cooking.
We really cooking here. Look at that, dog. How you feel about that?
Oh, God. I'm just ready to taste it. I'm speechless. I've been waiting for you.
So that's his portion. Those 3 meatballs that are raw over there, that's probably what I'm gonna get. But let's get a plate over here. I'm gonna start you off with 1 because we're on camera. Okay?
Can't really show.
Exactly. I'm scared for what you might do. And listen, you could top this off with some grated Parmesan. Okay? Because hard cheeses, unless you have an issue with lactose, you know, unless maybe you're in a stall, like I mentioned before. Am I teasing you?
Yeah.
unless you're in a stall and maybe you're having too much dairy and that's affecting your weight loss. But other than that, you can grate some hard Parmesan on this and really go ham. And again, I'm gonna give you a small spoon because we're on TV. But I'm gonna taste these myself. Oh. Let's see what's going on here. They hot, right?
Oh, my God.
Woo! So look at this. They just kind of fall apart. I don't know if you can see this if I'm blocking this, but they just kind of fall apart. Oh man. And anything that you braise and cook like this, that's like, baked and it's mixed together, it's even gonna be even better the next day. I have to be careful. My tongue is my instrument.
Yeah, fellas, don't take yourself out of the game. Matatang. But I'm gonna go have a moment with my meatball.
Woo!
Peace, y'all.
I wish I could go off camera right now the way I feel. Let me tell you, this right here, this is my son's favorite dish. Oh man, I made this for someone and he told him, this is my dad's favorite dish, my favorite dish that my dad makes. So tomorrow, guess what? The Bubba Man is having meatballs. If I put a lock on the refrigerator. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Mmm. Mmm. These are delicious. They're moist. You get that fresh pop of garlic. The onion is well balanced. Oh man. I use the spicy pork rinds because I like to heat things up. So they have a little kick of heat. This is what they call in Boston wicked good. Woo! Somebody's back for more. I told you. I told you. I told you. I won't be able to contain the beast. Get some of that sauce. Oh man, that gravy. I think I'm gonna cry. I think I'm gonna cry. It's so good. It's like a Prince song.
Has the right amount of heat too.
Woo! All right, guys. Thanks so much for joining us. If you know someone that likes meatballs, I can't even talk right. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it. If you know someone that likes meatballs, please like and share this recipe with them on all your social media platforms. Thank you so much for joining us. We're about to go turn up on a Tuesday. All right. I hope you guys are safe, beautiful. I love you. Peace. Now, how do I turn this off? Gotta come work your computer, dog. Oh. We're gonna figure it out together. Don't you worry.